latest from Oak 93.5. I'm nowcast meteorologist Matthew Harding.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome. You have now entered the RDU Live radio show right here on Oak 93.5 WRLY, and I am your host, Cameron McCarty. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're listening on the FM dial, hey, reach over. If you're in your car, reach over and turn us up and buckle up. You know, it's rush hour traffic right now. The traffic isn't as bad as it usually is, but it's still out there going. So make sure you're buckling up. If you're listening and or watching on Facebook or YouTube, I appreciate you for tuning in. Go ahead and put something in the comments and let me know that you're watching. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. They say it helps the algorithm. Look, so this is going to be a Cam's Conversation. This is a Cam's Conversation to start the year off. And like all the shows, especially this one, this is a call-in show. I want this to be interactive. So that number is 919-899-9305. That's 919-899-9305. When we're not playing music, those phone lines are wide open. Today, we're just going to have a conversation. I wanted to keep this thing light to start the year off. So I want to say to all the listeners, if this is your first time or you've been listening to this show, Happy New Year. And Happy New Year. It's the second day of the year. I took about a week off or so. And we're back, and we're happy to be back. And we're happy that you're listening. So Happy New Year from Cameron McCarty, Oak 93.5, the RDU Live Show, McCarty Tech TV, all of the above. Appreciate you for starting your year off right with us. Look, so a couple things that I wanted to hit off at the top of the show. Once again, if you've been listening and if you know about what we're doing, this is a live on-the-air radio show where we're trying to have good conversations, but also promote some things that's going on in the Triangle, meaning live entertainment, live musicians, live music, live comedians, any types of artists, poetry, whatever might be going on here in the Triangle and beyond. We're trying to promote those things and just have conversations around that. So as we ended off the year last year, you heard that we had Camus Leonardo. He's a co-host of this show. He hosts the Tapped In series. So RDU Live presents Tapped In, and it's the same concept, same idea, live entertainment, musicians and things of that nature, or just musicians in general. And he has a very in-your-face feel, and they talk about some things that are very relevant to the culture. It's a tapped in feel. And that ended last year, so he'll actually be on next week with another guest doing his thing. Some other things that we kind of ended the year off talking about was, one, the Tapped In series, but two, we helped produce a comedy show over at the Bull City Cider Works over in Cary. We recorded that and had a really, really good time doing that. So we're going to be looking forward. We're going to be looking forward to doing some more things as the beginning of the year progresses, when it comes to open mics and just live music and in a venue near you. Right? In a venue near you. So be on the lookout for McCarty Tech TV and all that the RDU Live show is doing from the radio and beyond. We're going to be out and about. So as those things start to happen, we're going to keep you abreast of it. And I'm going to actually talk about some stuff at the end of the show to give you some action items. I'm going to leave you with something, some homework for you guys if you stick around that long. So we're talking about what we're going to do. And we're starting a new year off. This is the calendar year 2024, and I just gave you a precursor of a couple things that are to come. But I'm going to say this out loud right now. Your host, Cameron McCarty, does not do New Year's resolutions. Does not do New Year's resolutions. So right now, I am opening up the phone lines to hear that conversation. If you have any New Year's resolutions that you want to talk about, that's great. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't support New Year's resolutions. I'm not going to agree with it. I'm not going to condone that. And here's why. Here's why. It sounds a little egregious, but I'm a personal believer that you don't have to wait to January 1 to do anything. If you're going to do it, start December 29th. Simply put. And I say that because everybody gives so much credence to like the start of the new year. And I understand it's the start of a calendar year. So that signifies a refreshing. It signifies a newness. I understand. But every day signifies a newness. Every day we wake up, it's a new day. And for us to wait, you hear people, around about December, right? You start making New Year's resolutions in December. Well, if it's December 13th, how about you start whatever that New Year's resolution was going to be? How about you start it on December 13th? It's pretty simple. And from that context, from that lens, I have a 4-year-old daughter. She just turned 4 on December the 30th. She just turned 4. Let me see if I can give her a little hand clap for Giovanna. She just turned 4 years old on December 30th. Happy birthday. So when I watch her grow, as I watch her grow up, I start to see that she doesn't have a New Year's resolution. She just learns a new word. She doesn't have a New Year's resolution. She just learns a new skill every day. And it doesn't matter what the day is, when it starts, when it finishes, she just keeps growing. She's 4 years older. On December 30th, she was 4 years older. That means I'm 4 years older. And fortunately, unfortunately, doesn't really matter. She was born at the end of the year. Brought her home the first day of 2020, actually, January 1st, 2020. Walked out the hospital with her. But it gives me a chance to take stock and to really evaluate what I'm doing, what she's doing, where we're at in life. Her birthday is the beginning of the year. And before we get to the birthday, you have to go through, and this is my particular situation, we have to go through Christmas, then it's her birthday, then it's New Year's. And I realize in order to make anything happen during that time, I have to start it earlier in November or December to make anything possible, a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or the New Year's plan has to happen before New Year. So why would I wait till the new year to start anything that I think's important? Relatively, we always think, the New Year's resolution is I'm going to get in shape, or I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to do something that I haven't done that could probably better myself. That's what we say about the whole New Year's resolution thing. Well, if it's that important, then why didn't you just start it before the new year? I don't know. And I'm not trying to get on a soapbox, but maybe I am. And if that's too hard for you, then maybe this conversation is too deep for you, and that's fine. But if you have an opinion about that, definitely call in. I'd really like to have that conversation with somebody. I was talking to somebody else about this whole New Year's resolution stuff, and it really starts to get under my skin a little bit, because you start, I like going to the gym every now and again. It's one of my pastimes, right? And January, February, the gym is packed. The gym is jam packed. Then you start to go into March, April, May, and nobody's in there. They say like the Planet Fitness is like the big box gyms of the world. They make all their money with the new subscriptions at the beginning of the year. And they just kind of bank on you not canceling the subscriptions. You not going and you not canceling the subscription. So they don't have to buy any more equipment. They just deal with the rush, like a rush hour. They deal with the rush at the beginning of the year, and then they make all their money the rest of the year when you're not actually there. It's a whole business model. It's a whole business model made on failed New Year's resolutions. So how about we just start doing what we're going to say we're going to do? How about that? So we're talking about, my daughter, she, like I said, she just turned 4 and I'm watching her grow. And it, instead of a New Year's resolution, I don't want to diminish the idea of it being a new year, of it being a fresh start. I don't want to diminish that idea, but I want to be critical of us fulfilling what we say we're going to do, whatever that might be. Because as I watch her grow, I have to understand that I need to grow as well. A child just grows. A child just grows. But I don't think that ever stops. I think we all just grow. But we can be intentional in the ways in which we grow. Whether you're 4, 34, or 64. There's this track. I'm actually going to play it in just a second. It's called Painted on Canvases. And it gives me the ability to just think it doesn't matter where you're at. And we're talking about the new year. It doesn't matter where you're at in life. There's always a chance to start. Not even just start over, to just start. It's a track by Gregory Porter that I want to play. And it's Painted on Canvases. It's a very chill vibe. I've been kind of, yelling at you a little bit, but this one is a chill vibe. But it just gives us the idea of being able to start and being molded in any circumstance. Being molded. So we're going to play Gregory Porter, Painted on Canvases.
We are like children, we're painted on canvases, picking up shades as we go. We start off with gesso, brushed on by people we know. Watch your technique as you go. Step back and admire my view. Can I use the colors I choose? Do I have some say what you use? Can I get some greens and some blues? We're made by the pigment of paint that is put upon. Our stories are told by our hues. Like Motley and Bearden, these masters of peace and light, layers of color and time. Step back and admire my view. Can I use the colors I choose? Do I have some say what you use? Can I get some green with my blue? We're just like children, we're painted on canvases. We are like children, we're painted on canvases, picking up shades as we go. We start off with gesso, brushed on by people we know. Watch your technique as you go. Step back and admire my view. Can I use the colors I choose? Do I have some say what you use? Can I get some greens and some blues? We're made by the pigment of paint that is put upon our stories are told by our views. Like Motley and Bearden, these masters of peace and life, layers of color and time. Step back and admire my view. Can I use the colors I choose? Do I have some say? What do you use? Can I get some green and some blue? We're just like children. Oh, we're just like children. We're just like children, we're painted on canvases. Admire my view.
He says we're just like children. It's Gregory Porter.
Admire my view.
Painted on canvases.
We're just like children, like children, like children, like children, like children.
So the purpose of that whole concept, that whole song, and the reason that I'm playing it right then and there, is so that we can understand in this time of New Year's, since we're talking and having this conversation about resolutions, there's always a chance to start. There's always a chance to keep growing. So while today is the second day of the new year, that's all good. That's all good. But the concept, it could be the 100th day of the new year. It could be the 200th day of the new year. Every day is a start. Every moment technically is a start. And we're all growing. We're all growing, whether we want to or not. We're all growing in some form or fashion. We just have to decide where we want to grow, how we want to grow. And so whatever your New Year's resolution might be, don't wait until next week. We can start today. Yeah, I just played Gregory Porter, Painted on Canvases. Actually, just one of the reasons I had to play Gregory Porter today is because we actually got tickets to go see Gregory Porter. He's coming to DPAC in February, and he's one of my favorite artists of all time. I can listen to Gregory Porter every day, all day. But it really fit the moment of what the conversations that I've been having over the past 2 weeks. So, hey, we're talking New Year's resolutions. We got a couple other topics to hit in just a second. But, hey, when we're not playing music, those phone lines are wide open. That phone number is 919-899-9305. That's 919-899-9305. If you want to pick that phone up and get a part of this conversation or any of the conversation that we're having in this hour, go ahead and do so. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not going to hang up with you because we have a disagreement. I like hearing opinions and I like having conversations. So don't be afraid to pick up that phone and get a part of the conversation. But look, so we're talking about the new year. We're talking about a couple different things here. So one is my dislike of New Year's resolutions and the concept of, I think, starting things new and always growing. I love that concept, but waiting until the new year to do something makes absolutely no sense to me. That's just my opinion there. But I was having another conversation with someone else about a little bit of a different topic, but same concept here, especially as we're at the new year and having this conversation about New Year's. And we were just having a conversation almost, it's kind of a buzzword, but imposter syndrome, the buzzword of imposter syndrome. And it's this concept that in the new year or any time in particular, doesn't matter, you're trying to please, you're trying to be, and you feel the need to try to be something you're not, or try to alter who you are to fit a mold. And it happens to all of us all the time. But I know for myself, I would like to say I don't have the imposter syndrome thing, but when you go through the holidays, and you're at the beginning of it, with the Thanksgiving, and then you got the Christmas. Like I said, my daughter's birthday is during that time, and then you got New Year's. There's so many things happening, and you can be pulled in so many different directions. And sometimes we're forced to be happy. Sometimes we're forced into a little bit of a depression, right? The whole seasonal depression thing, that's the thing. But the concept of the new year and trying to start afresh, right? And embracing who you are. A lot of people like myself, we take the end of the year to take a stock of the whole year. So, at the end of 2023, I try to carve out a day or a couple hours to look back, at that 360 some days, right? And say, where am I? Where have I grown? Where could I have grown? Give myself a little bit of credit. Give myself just a little bit of credit. But then also look forward. If I end up taking that day on December 28th, hey, my whole concept, if I take the day to reflect on December 28th, then that means December 29th, I can start moving forward. I don't have to wait to January 1st. I'm going to stay there. I can't get off of that. I've had so many conversations about New Year's resolutions, and I said today, I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. But the concept of trying to people please and everything at the end of the year, I've had a lot of conversations around that too, and especially hey, this show is geared toward all of our listeners, but we really lean in heavy with musicians and artists, and having conversations with musicians and artists, especially around this time. There's a lot going on. And there's a lot to look forward to, and try to jockey, try to maneuver, try to get gigs, and trying to make a name for yourself and start to get on these booking lists and try to get in front of these people as fast as you can and start the year off right. It's perfect. It's a perfect idea. And I think we should strive for that. I'm saying we because I'm in this industry as well. I think we should strive for those things. And whether you're in this industry or not, I think it just transcends any industry, any concept. But I think we should strive. I think we should always, once again, try to grow. But give yourself some credit. Give yourself some credit. I think there's a time and a place for everything, but don't let yourself be weighed down by what you think you should be doing or think you should have done. Hey, you're at where you're at. Give yourself credit for being there and just move forward. Whether that's December 29th or January 20th, it doesn't matter. Don't feel the pressure to start it at January 1. Don't wait, but also don't feel the pressure. Life moves on. Got to find a way to feel free. Got to find a way to use the new year as a time of freedom. Freedom. With that being said, I'm going to play another track for you right now. And that track is Freedom by Jon Batiste.
When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. I'm gonna get, 'cause it's my freedom. I love how you talk, you speak in my language. The way that you walk, you can't contain it. Is it the shoes? Jumping kangaroo. We're overdue for a little more present. Now it's your time. You can shine. If you do, I'ma do too. When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. I'm gonna get, 'cause it's my freedom. Get down and to get back up. If someone's around, let him look. You can't stand still. This ain't no drill. More than cheap thrills. Now it's your time. You can shine. If you do, I'ma do too. 'Cause when I look up to the stars, I know exactly who we are. 'Cause then I see you shine, and you shining.
Everybody come on, everybody come on,
now.
everybody.
I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. You give me what you ask for, give you the whole shit. I'ma give you the whole shit. I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. I say yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause you do, I'ma do too.
Everybody.
I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. You give me what you ask for, give you the whole shit. I'ma give you the whole shit. I'm stuck to the dance floor with the whole team. With the whole team. I say yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause you do, I'ma do too. When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. I'm gonna get, 'cause it's my freedom.
That was Freedom by Jon Batiste. That track came out, I think that was on one of his initial albums back in like 2021 or something like that. I think he actually won a Grammy on that record. But something has to give. Something has to give. And I think, in the new year we put all these pressures and things on ourselves. And why does it have to be one day? Why does it have to be one day? Once again, I'm not diminishing the fact that New Year's, the starting of a new year, is something to be thought about, something to reflect and to be happy about. So I'm not diminishing that fact. But let's not put just all the pressure on one day. There's always January 5th. And as we go to the end of another year, there's always December 18th. I'm just picking random days here, right? And so we have to allow ourselves the ability to be human, the ability to grow, but also give ourselves a little grace. Give ourselves a little grace. Like freedom, right? That's why I played that track right there. So we're on the back half of our hour. We're on the back half of our hour, and we're talking about New Year's and New Year's resolutions and how, hey, your host Cameron McCarty, I don't really do the whole New Year's resolutions thing, but I'm willing to have a conversation with you. I'm not going to shut you down. I'm willing to have a conversation with you about it. But look, and if you want to get in this conversation, you're more than welcome to do it. You can put something in the comments, or you can call and we can talk live right now. That number to call is 919-899-9305. That's 919-899-9305. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. Going to get off my soapbox. That's okay. I'm going to get off my soapbox. But I kind of just want to talk about, hey, what's coming up, what we can do moving forward. I told you I was going to give you a little bit of homework. But before I do any of that, I want to circle back to Camus Leonardo, our host for the Tapped In series. If you don't know who he is, check him out. He's a part of this RDU Live thing. He's doing a lot of work in the Raleigh area as far as music and entertainment. He's a part of a nonprofit organization. He's a really good person to have on a team. He's a really good person to know. So I want to tell him live on the air that I appreciate everything that he's doing and being a part of the RDU Live ecosystem and the brand that we're trying to build. So Camus Leonardo, hey, reach out to him. If you haven't, if you don't know who he is, let's find out who he is. Camus Leonardo on Instagram and on Facebook. Go out, find out who he is, reach out to him. Look, and there's a couple other people. Hey, I've been shouting out people at the back half of last year. That's what this whole thing is about, is just letting people know that they mean something. They're important, one to the brand, one to the community, but just they're important in general. So if you've been on this show, if you're an artist and you're listening and you've been on this show, you've sat across in those chairs over there and you've been interviewed by me or Camus Leonardo, I want to just say at the beginning of this year, I appreciate you for being a part of what we're building. Let's take that forward. If you're listening to this, or if you know someone that could use an opportunity like this, or that just wants to come on and have a conversation, they're trying to do some positive things in the Triangle, in the live event space, or just in the nonprofit space, in the business sector, hey, have them reach out to us. We'd love to have them on. That's RDU Live on YouTube, but you can reach out to us at McCarty Tech TV on Instagram, Facebook, and on our email address, McCartyTechTV@gmail.com. info@McCartyTechTV.com. Hey, just Google McCarty Tech TV, MCCARTYTECH TV. MCCARTYTECH TV. Google it. The contact will be right there, smack dab, first hit. Guaranteed. All right. So that goes out to a mass appeal. There are a lot of people that we reach out to directly that we find could be interesting, or we just want to collaborate with. So if we reached out to you and you're watching this, hey, feel free to reach back to us. So a couple things that are going to be happening as the year progresses, especially in the next 1, 2, 3 months. We're going to have some more artists come on. We're going to have a couple of these Cam conversations. I got a couple of them lined up. One of the Cam's conversations that we have lined up will be around the financial aid situation as far as colleges go. If you've been following the show, we had a show talking about college, 2-year versus 4-year. Which one is worth it? Is 4-year worth it at all? What's the benefits of going to a 4-year when the price is so high and you can get a good education at a 2-year that will give you a degree that you can go out and start earning a living wage, really no matter where you're at. So that was a conversation. We had a lot of callers. That was a really good conversation. So we're going to push that forward. And just like we gave out some tools to find 2 years, we're going to have a conversation around finding the funding for the 4-year institution or the 2-year. we're just going to talk about finding funding. We got a couple people that might either call in. We really might have an expert in that space, a financial aid advisor that I know. She happens to be my significant other. She is in that space, and if she has the time, she might come and give us some words of wisdom about how that whole financial aid situation works. So be on the lookout for that. If you know someone that might be interested in going to college in general, especially the 4-year, and they're looking for funding, hey, this is the time. We're in January. They're going to start graduating. If they hadn't already applied, we're going to have a whole conversation around that. All right. We already have lined up. Actually, we got some artists lined up, musicians, but I'm excited to say that we actually have some business owners. They're going to come on the show and have a conversation with us about what they're doing. There's some venues about what they're doing, what they're offering, and events that they're having and all the such. So I'm really excited about that. We actually got 1 or 2 nonprofit organizations that are lined up to come on the show in a couple months. So really, really, really excited about what the new year has to offer, right? What the new year has to offer. So in that, the homework that I want to give the listeners out there, anybody that might be watching this, anybody under the sound of my voice, hey, if you know of a business owner, if you know of a musician, if you know of an artist, a poet, anyone, if you know of anyone that is really trying to be a part of something special, have them reach out to us. The calendar's filling up, and I want to give good people good opportunities. And just like somebody helped me get to this show and supports what we're doing here, this show is meant to help support others. So if you know of somebody that might be interested in having a conversation and getting their music played and getting their business situated on a platform that others are listening to, have them reach out to us. And we can start that conversation to figure that whole thing out, because that's what we're here to do. I want to give some special moments. We talked earlier about Camus Leonardo and how much we appreciate him. If you've been listening to the show, there's one special name there, CJ Baker. He took the first plunge with us, so he always gets a shout out during these moments. That's just how we do it. That's just what we do here. We make sure that people get their flowers and understand how important they are to the community, to the culture, however you want to put it, whatever makes you feel better. That's what we're trying to do. So somebody else that we've worked with, he's actually been on the show. He was a caller on the show, or a call-in interview on the show back in maybe September, October. A guy named Khary Reed. Khary Reed of Comedy Off the 147. He's a local, I say local, but he's actually he's kind of big. He's kind of large. He's a very humble guy, but he does a lot in the area. But he's a comedian and a producer of comedy shows. And he's been in the area or in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. So that's what I mean about the area. Producing shows all over big cities, small towns, and everything in between. He brings comedy to those places. And he just got an offer to be a booker, a comedy booking agent per se, for a comedy club up in Wake Forest. And I think he'll be starting that sometime in the spring. So he'll do less of the traveling around to the different areas, him personally, but he'll be up in Wake Forest bringing some comedy there, some from local artists to nationwide audiences, or I'm sorry, artists, comedians, into that club. And I just want to say, Khary Reed, I appreciate what you've done. I appreciate what you're doing. Hey, keep going, man. We're proud of you. And let's get you back on the show so that we can talk about all the good stuff you're doing, man. I'm going to try to give you an applause here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to give him a applause and some scream for Kari Reed. That's comedy off the 147. We see what you're doing. We see how you're working. And let's keep growing. Let's keep building together. All right. There's a couple other artists. As I've been talking, I wasn't going to say too much. But a guy named I Am Shame Gang. I Am Shame Gang. Or his stage name is Shame Gang, and his handle is I Am Shame Gang. He's going to be interviewed on this show, so that's why I wasn't going to say anything. But in this particular moment, we've had conversations just kind of in passing, him and I. But I'm watching him from afar. And I really appreciate what he's doing. He's a hip hop artist in the area, and he's really making moves. And I mean that from the sense of he's putting in work. He's putting in work. I actually went to the Raleigh First Watch. I think I'm saying that right. Raleigh First Watch for New Year's Eve, and he was playing there on that stage, and that was my first time seeing him live. That was my first time ever seeing any of his live shows. I've seen things, kind of in passing on social media and all that kind of stuff. But I actually saw him on stage, and I realized that he's going places. And this is me just saying that because I want to say that to any artist that might be listening. It matters. It matters the work. The work matters. The work that you're putting in matters. And how you treat people matter. How you communicate matters. How you present yourself matters. Who you are matters. And the way that he communicates with me, me and him do not know each other. But he responds. He's pleasant to interact with. The intangibles, plus what you put on wax, plus what you put on the stage. It's the intangibles. And that's why I want to say thank you to Shame Gang for showing us what it means to be an artist, what it means to really be out here grinding and trying to push the needle, trying to move forward, trying to create relationships, trying to network, and not just trying to, doing it. And so I just wanted to say that live on the air, that it matters to all of the young artists, just in general. I know we talk a lot about music and music artists, but a lot of the things that we try to talk about on this show can transcend to any sector, whether it's music, entertainment, whether it's business, whether you're working at a restaurant, doesn't necessarily matter. The way you communicate, the way you present yourself, the way in which you interact with others matters. All right? So Shame Gang, I appreciate what you're doing in the area, bro. Keep doing your thing. We see you, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Trust me. Look, so, hey, we got a couple more minutes left to go. If you want to get into this conversation real quick, I'm going to close that phone line down in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you got anything you want to say live on the radio, here's your chance. All right. That phone number is 919-899-9305. 919-899-9305. All right. You got a couple more minutes. If you want to call in and just say something for the new year, comment on your New Year's resolution or anything that you might know that's going on. If you want, or if you know somebody that's an artist and you want to shout them out real quick, hey, here's an open forum to do so. All right. I'm going to say that number one more time. 919-899-9305. Look, the last comment I just made I said something very important, and I'm going to get back on a soapbox really quickly to end this show off, all right? And this is something that has nothing to do with nothing, all right? This is just me talking at this point. Look, I said that it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Some of these intangible things really matter. And I want to talk about an industry specific and very specifically, the restaurant industry. And I said that a second ago on purpose, the restaurant industry. I don't know what it is, but post-COVID, the restaurant industry has taken a hit. Okay. And I understand that things happened during COVID, and we couldn't go to restaurants, and everything happens in the economy a certain way. But my issue isn't the lack thereof, and this is not for every worker in the restaurant industry. But I'm talking about a couple places, and this goes for fast food, sit down, any of it. I have gotten more incorrect orders, more lack of communication in the last year at restaurants than I ever have in my life. I go through a drive-through, they hand me my food and don't say anything. They take my card, hand me my food, and never say anything. No, have a nice day. That's why Chick-fil-A wins. That's why Chick-fil-A can be closed on Sunday and still make just as much money as the other competitors that are open 7 days a week, because they just say my pleasure. They just say my pleasure. They say thank you. They say, do you need anything? They give you free sauces. They give you sauce for free. All right. So if you're in the restaurant industry, if you work as a server, as a busser, if you work as a bartender, as a bar back, if you are if you're at the front desk, I forget, the hostess, if you're a hostess, if you're a manager, please. We're not asking for over-the-top service. I'm not asking you to bend over backwards. I'm just asking you to be decent. And if you're in the kitchen, I'm asking you to get the food right. All right? That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking, when I order a burger and fries, don't put a hot dog in my tray. It happened. I'm just asking, if you're out of something, tell me. If I order the burger, fries, and coleslaw, and you're out of coleslaw, I don't want to find out that you were out of coleslaw when I get home, because you charged me full price. You technically stole my money. How about that? Let's talk about that for a New Year's resolution. Everybody in the restaurant industry under the sound of my voice, let's make a New Year's resolution together. Just get my food right. How about that? Say thank you. Would you like anything else? How about that? And if you are out of something, tell me. If you can't tell, this has rubbed me the wrong way the last 6 months, the last year, right? I don't know, man. I maybe it's just me. Maybe I live in a bad part of town. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. And I'm talking about, and I'm going to name them. I'm talking about from the Taco Bells to the steakhouse in downtown. Everywhere has issues right now, and I just don't understand it. All right? I'm going to places and the tables are dirty and the workers are outside smoking a cigarette. That has nothing to do with COVID. That has nothing to do with economics. Why is there a line wrapped around the drive-thru and two of the workers are smoking a cigarette? It's nothing to do with economics. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I ordered a 2-piece and I specifically say I want dark. I want legs and thighs. Why, when I get it and I'm in my truck, it's a breast, one breast. You know, I just had to hop on my soapbox for that one, all right? So when we're talking about communication, we're talking about interactions with people. Yes, the music industry. It matters when you're networking with people that can put you on the radio. It matters when we're networking with a producer or an engineer who can help make a record. But it also matters at the Burger King. This show, we just try to talk about it all. We try to talk about things that definitely intersect with the live entertainment space in the RDU Triangle, but we also just try to talk about common decency, how to be a good human being, how to grow. So that's the New Year's resolution. That's the New Year's resolution for the Triangle. Let's grow in the restaurant industry. Let's just have good service. How about that? Look, I'm about to hop off of here. I'm gonna get off of here a little bit earlier because I feel my blood pressure rising when I talk about this restaurant thing. So, look, once again, the homework for all the listeners, everybody under the sound of my voice, if you know any artists, any business owners that might want to be a part of the RDU Live show, RDU Live radio show, hey, we're looking to take this thing on the road as well. So we got the radio show. We're live on the air every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. But we also come out and we do some live interviews just in restaurants, in bars. We come out and we do a live podcast type deal at your location. So the radio show here, we're live on the air every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. But we also do some things outside of this on camera. We bring it to you. So let us know if that's something you're interested in. If you know of an artist, you know of a poet, you know of a business owner, you know of a nonprofit organization that wouldn't mind having a conversation. Let us know about that as well. Things are kind of looking ahead. Things are kind of stacking up. So we want to get as many people a part of this as we can. So it's either me or it's Camus Leonardo. One of us will be a host and have a good conversation with you. Look, and if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us at McCarty Tech TV, McCarty TV. That's McCarty TV. You can just put it in Google. You'll find the Facebook, you'll find the Instagram, you'll find the website, you'll find the contact information. Send us a message, send us an email. More than happy to have that conversation with you. Look, I'm Cameron McCarty, and I am your host of the RDU Live segment here with McCarty.Tech TV and Oak 93.5. And like I like to say, let's go live.
There's something that I can't quite explain. I'm so in love with you. You never take that away. And if I said it 100 times before, expect 1,000 more. You never take that away. Well, expect me to be calling you to see if you're okay when I'm not around, asking if you love me. I love the way you